Are you prepared for Black Friday and Cyber Monday? It's coming around the corner. Hi, everybody. My name is Meghan Parsons, SVP of Paid Media here at Ignite Visibility. And here with me today, we have Logan Schiff, our Senior Director of Paid Search. Today, we're going to answer the 3 must-dos before Black Friday comes around. But before we dive in, make sure that you like and subscribe to this video for more digital marketing insights from us at Ignite Visibility. All right, it's my first Black Friday. What are the 3 things that I need to do?
Well, if we only boil it down to 3, I would say it's making sure that you have ad copy that is really showing off your offer and also giving a sense of urgency. Making sure that you have creative and copy ready to launch in your Google Ads and Meta Ads accounts at least 5 days in advance to make sure that the systems are able to get through the review process and get you live exactly the time you need to be live. If it's midnight, it's midnight. If it's 2 in the morning, it's 2 in the morning. And then make sure to be ready to allocate your budget or reallocate your budget to your remarketing campaign specifically versus your prospecting, as you really want to make sure you take all the prospecting you've been doing all year and leaning into that as much as possible into your remarketing campaigns to drive the most efficient revenue possible for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure you have your copy primed and ready to go and make sure that it really stands out and that you're telling the whole world that you have a very lucrative offer for a very short amount of time. What campaign types should my budget be focused on during the sale period?
As you've probably all have heard either from agencies or from your marketing experts internally, we all talk about the marketing funnel. And the funnel, there's a lot of different ways you can talk about that funnel, but I really put it into 4 different places: build awareness, influence consideration, drive action, and grow loyalty. Where most of your budget should go to during Black Friday and Cyber Monday in a lot of cases throughout paid media is drive action or conversion specifically. What you really want to make sure that you're doing is leaning into those campaigns that really drive that conversion. Obviously, growing loyalty is a huge part as well. And people that are considering, you don't want to avoid those people as well. But it's not about driving awareness really anymore. It's really about leaning into the people you have already prospected. So that would include Performance Max, any sort of remarketing disruptive campaigns, which would be YouTube display, demand generation when it comes to Google Ads, audience ads when it comes to Microsoft ads on the remarketing end, and then branded/product specific search campaigns. On the paid social side, like we said before, you really want to reallocate your budget towards the remarketing end. So you really want to take that, what normally is that 70-30 split you're probably seeing in prospecting 70% and 30% remarketing, and getting either to 50-50 or 70-30, where 70% is that remarketing side, so that you can really make sure that you're hitting everyone you believe wants to convert on your site, and make sure that you get it out to everyone that is interested in your brand.
Basically, your remarketing, your lower funnel, so to speak, is going to expand rapidly, and there's going to be a lot of inventory options to be able to get into more auctions, more inventory open across the board. So you really want to make sure that you're fully funded at the bottom of the funnel and make that shift at the end there of that to 50-70% remarketing.
Yes, absolutely. And that is how you drive the most efficient revenue. And then you can get back into prospecting once this sale period is over.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. That's definitely how we want to be looking at it, and how you should always be adjusting your media mix throughout the year. You never want to be using the exact same media mix model, throughout the entire year, given that those things change. Speaking of first party data, looking at how we're building out that bottom of the funnel, what if you have a lot of first party data? How are you going to leverage that for Black Friday?
So we want to leverage that specifically by making sure that you have the highest quality customer lists possible and segmenting them out. Not a lot of people know that all of these emails that you're gathering aren't being segmented in the best way to drive the best performance and really make sure that your bids and your budgets are specific to where the user fits into that funnel. So, for example, some examples of first party data segments that I feel everyone should be utilizing is past purchasers in the last 365, drop from cart users in the last 365 or 180 days, depending on how many drop from cart users you have, signed up for email and SMS but haven't bought yet. So you're still hitting people that are prospects that are aware of your business but maybe haven't bought, and maybe this is the first time they're gonna buy, and because there is a promotion, and then they might love your product and then they might buy again later on in the year. So I think those are two very powerful prospecting audiences that you can use that is based on first party data, which is where everyone should be going to anyway. Also, some other ones: high AOV purchasers, high LTV purchasers, and then something that I don't see as common: users who have been purchased last 180 days but purchased last Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I think that's a big one as well, because it's kind of like a win back email for paid media a little bit, and you can get people back into the funnel and you can have them buy again. So maybe that they love, maybe they love this product that they buy this time a little more than they loved the last one, and then they can become a high LTV user down the line.
Awesome, Logan. Well, now that we know what we should be doing and how we should be leveraging first party data, is there anything else that we should be aware of or considering as we go into Black Friday?
Absolutely. There's so much to cover, but want to make sure we hit really the top most important ones when it comes to anything else that anyone should know about or should be expecting during this Black Friday, Cyber Monday period. A few things here. Ensure product feeds and catalogs are properly serving across all platforms. If they aren't, definitely double check that and fix that as soon as possible. Other than that, though, you should not be making any changes to your feed at this point. It's already around November 8th. I don't know when this is coming out, but when we're recording it, it's November 8th. And we want to make sure that everything is consistent across the board, specifically when it comes to your feed. Expect competition conversion rates and average CPCs for most businesses to increase. This is going to happen for most e-commerce businesses, especially if you're in a competitive space like apparel, for example. So we want to make sure that we keep in mind what we can be doing in the accounts in Microsoft and Google Ads specifically, and even in paid social. When it comes to looking at the paid search side and looking at your auctions, making sure that you open up your bidding specifically as you're expecting more people to drive more intent, so that you can actually drive the conversions you're looking for and the ROI you're looking for. If you open up your system and lower your return on ad spend targets or increase your CPAs, your ROAS and CPA should still be better than what you're expecting, because your conversion rates are going to increase. So making sure that you don't limit yourself too much is really, really important during this time. But obviously keeping an eye on it is also a big thing. One thing I would say as well is do not overreact when it comes to increases in CPCs and CPMs. If you're looking at your overall business and you're looking at your MER goals, or you're looking at your ROI or ROAS goals specifically, make sure you just keep an eye on that on a daily basis, because even though CPCs and CPMs might increase by 50, 100% in some cases based on the industry you're in, it doesn't mean that your conversion rate isn't also increasing at a similar rate, and even your AOV might be increasing at a similar rate depending on the promotion you're running. So just keep an eye on that and don't just overreact and make sweeping changes based on just CPM and CPC. You should be looking at everything and multiple different KPIs before you make those adjustments. You want to make sure all of your performance marketing channels are aligned. So making sure that the paid media specific channel is speaking with SMS and email is really, really important. And having that calendar for the paid media side can really help drive the best performance for your business. Because when an email goes out blasting to all of your email segments that you're having a sale going on, 2 hours later, you normally see people searching for your brand or people searching for products that you sell on search. And making sure that you have that budget ready and you increase that budget during that time is a big factor to see the performance that you're hopefully wanting to see when it comes to an ROI or CPA perspective. And then decreasing it back down, obviously, when it slows down a little bit. So really making sure that you're very well aware of the strategies that other channels, performance marketing channels, are doing is going to help your overall business drive the best results. One more thing that I would say is this is a very nerve-wracking time for a lot of businesses. So you're not alone. If you have a plan and you're organized and you're setting yourself up for success, to be very clear, prepare a contingency plan in the case that goals are not being met, and extend sales, deepen discounts, additional products, so on and so forth, if you need to for your business. But I think the one last thing is, like I said before, is if you have a plan, you're organized, and you're doing things in advance and nothing's last minute, you should be happy with what you're putting out there, and that you're ready for this Black Friday, Cyber Monday time.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Logan, especially when it comes to expecting, not overreacting to average CPCs going up, spikes in CPMs. It's all completely normal given the auctions that you're going into and based on the demand and the competition that's all occurring within those particular high volatile days. One thing also to note and build off of that is expecting those performance lags. So while you might see a lot of traffic, a lot of expensive traffic coming in, a high volume of searches, impressions, you might see a delay or a lag in actual conversions attributed to the platform. And it does take a few hours. So just make sure that you're remaining calm, expecting that conversion data to come and flow in within a few hours later, making sure that you're aligned on all of that. If you're seeing the click-through rates be strong and you're seeing a lot of traffic coming in, it's likely that there is that delay, and you just need to kind of wait it out and let that data mature in a orderly fashion to be able to then report on day of or those days of sales, attributing back to the platform. All right. Well, thank you so much, Logan, for that great insight and presentation. If you would like a free audit of your paid media program, feel free to email us today at sales@ignitevisibility.com, and we'll see you in the next video.